Boom. Hey, How you doing? What is going on? Hold on one second. I can't even hear myself. Can you guys hear me? There we go. Gotta love live streaming. Let's go. Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me? Okay. Let me know in the chat room because I can't hear myself. Hello, 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 hello. We hope you like the show. Hello, 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 hello. I think we're good. I'm here gonna play around here. Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me okay. If I'm loud and clear. Let me know. Let me know. Okay, guys. Somebody drop in real quick. Thank you. We can hear you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Facebook user. I don't know who you are, but you can make that happen by or changing that rather if you go on StreamYard and give them permission to show your beautiful or handsome face or both. DW, what's up, man? What's going on, DW? Okay, now I know, man. Cool. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate that. Okay, cool. All right, guys. What is going on? Happy Monday, my friends. I am the host that loves you the most, Ozil, and we are officially live streaming on Facebook, Pod Houston page. Shout out to everybody in Pod Houston. We're on YouTube, Podcast Influence, and also on LinkedIn. So, hope you guys are doing well. And of course, if you're joining in on this live stream, please say hello in the chat room. I know DW is in the house. Shout out to DW. And let us know. Actually, let's start this way. Let us know what do you think about the new Batman movie. For those who have watched Batman over the weekend, is it overrated or is it underrated? Now, no spoilers because I haven't seen the movie yet, but apparently I've been hearing more good reviews than bad reviews. I think I only got maybe 2 or 3 reviews that were like, it wasn't all that. But my parents went to go see it over the weekend, and they're pretty harsh critics. I mean, they keep it real when it comes to really sharing what they really believe. Hold on, guys. What they really think about this, their movies, and they thought it was really, really good. So they say thumbs up. So let me know if you watched it over the weekend. Let me know what you thought of the new Batman movie. Would love to hear your thoughts. Okay, cool. All right. And of course, I was inspired last live stream. We were talking about hip hop towards the end. It got really like ranty, and I was rambling about hip hop and trying to make my analogies and metaphors with podcasting. So a friend of mine has a cool t-shirt design company that he just started. And he was like, yo, I think this is a great fit for you, man. You need to buy one of these. And actually he hooked me up. Check it out. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see if you can see it. I love 90s hip hop because we all know those who grew up in the 90s know that's a golden era of hip hop. So yeah, let me know if you were feeling hip hop music in the 90s. Let me know in the chat room because I know I was a big fan. And even like the rock days, right? Alternative rock, and there was some grunge, and there was a lot of good music in the 90s. So I miss those days. Miss those days, y'all. All right. So let's see what's happening here. And for those who catch this on the replay, hit me up on replay. I got a lot of DMs from people catching it. I know it's early in the morning. A lot of you may be working a day job and can't tune in live, but you're catching it on the replay. So I'm glad that you are getting some value out of it. So hashtag replay. And of course, this will be available to you on the YouTube channel as well. So I'll make sure that I post a link to that. Boom, 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 boom. What's up, Reggie in the house? Look at Reggie who's dropping here. Reggie was like, yo, hip hop was so dope in the 90s. Reggie, what was your favorite hip hop group in the 90s? One hip hop group. One hip hop group and one MC. Let me know in the chat room. My favorite hip hop group, I'll share with you, in the 90s was A Tribe Called Quest. That was my favorite group. Love Tribe. Big fan of Tribe. And as far as MC, man, in the 90s, so tough, man, because 90s, I mean, we're talking like Tupac and we're talking Biggie, and the Nas was dropping albums, and I was a huge Rakim fan. I listened to a lot of East Coast hip hop. So there was a ton of MCs that were crushing it during that time. They were dropping albums after albums. But I have to say that I don't know, it's hard. Redman, so many MCs out there. I don't know, it's hard to pick one. Yeah, you say hard to say. Let me think of for it. Yeah, man. I mean, it's quite like you got to think about that, right? Because there was a lot of hip hop action going on in the 90s, and which I really love. I mean, there was so much diversity in hip hop, whether it was, socially, conscious hip hop or alternative or political. It was good stuff. So anyhow, guys, if you guys are tuning in, join in and say hello. If you're lurking, I see you. I appreciate you watching this regardless. But please join in and say hello. Also, before we kick off the show, we're going to be talking about 8 reasons why you need a website for your podcast. And we're going to have a Q&A if we have some time towards the end. And if you're a creator or a podcaster, let us know if you have a website for your podcast, for your content. Let us know in the chat room if you can. Just say yes if you have. Hell yes, the Tribe. What's going on? Is that DW? DW still? Is that you? Are you a Tribe fan? Bam. Yeah, let us know if you currently have a website for your podcast or content. Because I feel like this is tailored more for podcasters, but honestly, this is applicable to all content creators, whether you're a YouTuber, whether you're a podcaster. I believe that it's imperative that you should have a website for your podcast. Wu Tang from the start. Look at that. Boom. We got a Wu Tang fan. Gotta love Wu Tang. Gotta love Wu Tang. You remember Grave Diggers? Did you ever listen to Grave Diggers? It's one of my part of the Wu Tang family. It was more rap than hip hop, but wow. Yeah, man, that's what it was. Um, hip hop was I feel like it was, the Fugees. Come on, the Fugees. I felt that Lauryn Hill was the most underrated hip hop artist of all time. Like I think she was probably like 10 times, like she was one of the best MCs out there. Like honestly, she's like one of my top 10 because I love me some Lauryn Hill. So yes, the Fugees was another one. I mean, I can go on and on and on for days. Leaders of the New School, Das Effects, oh my God, I can go on and on. Okay. All right. I promise you, this is not going to turn into the hip hop show. I promise you. And for those who are like, dude, I'm not really into hip hop, just give me the podcast info. We're getting there. I promise you. I promise you. And also, I haven't posted the condensed version of these recent live streams, but they're coming, my friends. So it'll be more condensed. That way you can get right to the meat of the content and get into the actionable stuff. My favorite hip hop track was, oh my God, Reggie. Okay. Dude, when I listen to the album, I actually listen to that track specifically when I'm out and runs, like when I'm running, when I'm working out. Oh man, Souls and Mischiefs. Souls and Mischiefs. That song right there is like the epitome of like hip hop to me. Still listen to Wu-Tang today. Yeah, DW, man, they're still around, bro. Like they're still kicking it. They had a Hulu special. I'm not sure if you watched that Hulu special, but they had a Hulu special recently. I haven't watched it yet. I watched episode 1, but I know they have a special on like the way they came up and kind of their history and yeah, a lot of respect for Wu-Tang. So cool, man. I'm liking the vibes, y'all. So a lot of 90s hip hop lovers here. So I'm digging it. All right, so let's go ahead and let me do a few things here. Let's see if I can do this. Can I? Okay, that's not going to work. Boom, boom, boom. Hold on, guys. We'll take this off and we'll go ahead and leave that there. Boom, 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 boom. Let me know what's going on. Let me see who's dropping here. DW in the house. All right, guys. Let's get right to it. DW, I know you have a website, and Reggie, I know you have a website. So both of you are definitely website users for your podcast and your business. So I know you know a lot about the value we're about to bring and see the value that websites have. But for those who are catching this, who are on the fence, who are starting podcasts, who maybe intermediate podcasters, but haven't really thought about having a website, I'm going to drop some gems. I'm going to give you 8 reasons why you should consider starting a podcast. All right. So I see you in the comment section. I'm going to get one more and then I'm going to get right to it. The Hulu series is awesome. I haven't seen a DW, but I saw episode 1 and I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. So I'm going to check that out. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and kick off the show. 8 reasons. 8 reasons right here. Why I actually came up with more, but we're going to go with 8. 8 reasons why you should have a website for your podcast. Let's go ahead and get started, y'all. First, number one reason why you should consider having a podcast or website for your podcast, rather, is having a home base. Okay. What am I referring to? What are you talking about, Ozil? Well, social media, as we know, is rented property, right? And your hosting service, I mean, it benefits uh, people have going, hosting service usually has a setup where you can actually have a website there, right? Buzzsprout, Libsyn, you can have a website there. They provide that feature, and it's great. Like, I know Buzzsprout, I'm using them as a great platform. Simplecast is another one. So they do give you access for a website. So technically you have a website, but let me dig deeper into that. When you have a hosting service website, your hosting service benefits greatly from that, because every single time you're posting the link to your Buzzsprout website or your Libsyn or Simplecast, etc., Anchor, your people are going to their platform. So, which means that they have a lot of traction, a lot of traffic in that area. Okay. So, having a website, owning your URL, is basically it's your home base, which means that you have ownership of your content, and it also gives you the opportunity to direct and cultivate your community, and bring your listeners into your own ecosystem. Okay. And I think that's something that a lot of people think, well, I have a hosting service website that's good enough. I do have a website. Well, technically, yes, you have a platform that it's yourpodcast.com/, and then Buzzsprout or the hosting service you have, but it's not really your home base. So, a number one reason why I feel like you should have, again, a website for your podcast is having a home base, having it to where you have your listeners come in, and it's basically you're bringing them. I visualize it like having a living room, and you're bringing them into your living room, right? This is your home, and you're introducing them, and you're making them feel at home. And we're going to get a little deeper into what other aspects you can invite them to when you have a website. And I see you in the chat room. I encourage this to be super interactive. So let me pause right here. Drop all your comments, and then at the end, I'm going to go back and then post them. Okay. So I'm loving the interaction right now, though, y'all. Okay. So having your home base. Number two, community builder. I was alluding to this earlier with the home base, is that you're allowing a place, an opportunity to direct and cultivate your community. Well, having a website creates a space for your listeners to not only connect with you, but connect with other like minded individuals, and I believe that it's an important part of today's digital world. And as y'all know, with Pod Houston, Vid Houston, and all the other communities that I've been building over the past decade, that's one of like the things that I take great pride in is community, right? That there's probably Ozillion community usually when people mention my name, because they know that I have been since day one involved in building community, providing value in events through podcasting, bringing people together, etc. So having a website allows you to create a community within your ecosystem. Now, what this looks like is you can offer exclusive content on your website, right? You can do questionnaires that will allow people to attend, let's say, your events, your webinars. Um, you get to share experiences that you can on other channels, and I believe that just it gives you also another way to bring value when it comes down to content strategies that you can't on other platforms, if that makes sense. When you're on a hosting service website, whether it's Anchor, Buzzsprout, etc., you're really limited. That place is only for you to host your website. I mean, your podcast content, and then they'll show links. They'll give you access to links where people can download your podcast. But for the most part, that's it. I mean, you really don't have a lot of room to get emails and really build culture around your podcast. So again, having a website allows you to build community, hands down, and it allows people to know what you represent, which leads us to the next thing. Number three is brand growth. Okay. Now, y'all know I talk about community, but I also talk a lot about building brand with a podcast. And every professional that I know has a website for their podcast, for their business. And having a website not only lets people know what your brand represents, but it also allows your listeners and potential clients to know more about your values, right? I talk about what you represent, more about yourself as a personal brand. And it truly is a window, to learning more about yourself, and for your listeners to know who DW is and who Reggie is, and I think it's super vital for you to build brand online. And part of that is having a website. As a matter of fact, I was talking to a client of mine, and we were working together, and he was doing some outreach to generate some sales for his business. And I was helping him through this whole process. And honestly, we weren't even like, there was a lot of businesses that didn't have websites, coaches specifically that didn't have websites. And it was just mind boggling to see how many coaches really didn't have a professional website. And I'm like thinking, if you're a professional, if you're on Google, not only is that, and we're going to get to that, but you need to have a website where people can learn more about you. And you're not going to be taken serious as a professional if you don't have a website, period. And social media, as I mentioned in number one, is that, social media is rented property. Facebook and all these, they'll probably stick around. They've morphed into metaverse or whatever, but these social media platforms come and go, and it's important for you to establish a website where you can have, again, your people come and learn more about you, stay there, and of course, to learn more about your brand and what you represent. Feel me? All right, hold on one second. I'm going to pause for a water break. I'm going to drop some. Boom. Alex, what's up? Alex just says, hell yeah. What were you saying hell yeah about, Alex? Talk to me. Good to see you, my man. Doing it live, bro. Consistent, staying with it. Roy S. Ford in the house. Vid Houston. This is a great information. Build a home base. 1000%, Roy. RoySFord.com has a website. He's a very talented voiceover artist, director, actor, and he has a website where people, if you're looking for a voice actor or somebody to direct your movie, you can go to his website and learn more about Roy and his services, and you can get in contact with him. So super important. Brand is huge. DW, man, come on, man. You know about that, right? We talk about this numerous times, and brand is very, very important. I think it gets ignored by a lot of podcasters, honestly, and creators, period, is that building brand is just much more than there's, branded assets, right? There's content marketing, but there's also messaging, there's design, there's the nuances of brand. But what I love about branding the most, which I love, and I think a website can definitely convey that clearly and concisely, is having a website that demonstrates your values, what you represent, and the services you provide as a content creator. Super important, man. My first podcast, the website was huge for me, and it was my first network that was only pop culture. But that site got us in the new NYC Comic Con. There we go. Boom. That's it. Facebook user, I see you. It's crazy. I think that's you, DW. Yeah, that is you, DW. Yeah, that's right. Okay, Fanboy Inc. That's right. So again, the power of having and the leverage of a website is the professionals in the big conferences, the professionals, period, will go to and see if you have a website. If you have a website, especially sponsors, I didn't mention this here in my notes, but sponsors will actually go to your website, because if you're just sponsoring on platforms like YouTube or your podcast or, other social media platforms, they'll say, okay, cool. They'll look at your metrics, right? They'll say, okay, you have this amount of subs or followers, et cetera. Then cool. But they'll go to your website because they know that a website is just your professional home base, that where people are going to go. And if you're smart, you know how to funnel them back home rather than on rented property. So Let's get away from the rent a property mentality. Let's bring people back into your home base, make them feel welcome, show them the love, let them know what you represent, let them be a part of culture, right? I feel like I'm bringing it all together and get to it. Boom. Jesse, what's up, man? You're late, man, but you got here, bro. You're here. You're in the mix. Good to see you. Talking about brand here. Okay. So when I took a step back for a few months due to issues, I started Earplug Podcast Network. Yes, yes. Earplug Network in the house. Cool. All right. So the next thing, reason number 4, ladies and gent, is Yo SEO. Little hip hop there. Yo SEO. SEO been around for a minute, and some argue that it doesn't matter. But I'm here to let you know, my friend, I will argue, debate you that SEO most definitely matters. And having a website with keywords tailored for your podcast, again, is vital for Google discoverability. It's super important, which is the reason why people are now using transcriptions, because it beefs up your content. So in your show notes, you're seeing people, the professionals, drop their show notes, right? And then they're transcribing the content using different keywords, and that's just great for SEO. So, excuse me, when with a website and a podcast, you can tap into different audiences using the content, and it's important for you to understand that that's how you keyword and use content to be able to build that up through SEO. As a matter of fact, Google podcasts are now, playing in our sandbox, and they highly favor podcasts that have websites to host their episodes. True story. So if you have, once again, a website, another benefit is it is tailored to SEO keywords, and if you strategically place your keywords within your content, it's going to be great for Google discoverability. So again, that's another reason why you want to add that. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see. Pause here. I found that works great for a podcast website, having a blog content as well. It helps with SEO and, yes, sponsors. You know about that, DW, right? He spoke at one of our master classes talking about how to get sponsorship. And again, they look at websites, y'all. They look at your website. So it's important. And yes, SEO, that's where it's really started kind of building some traction when a lot of the bloggers started leveraging, special keywords to be able to bring back traffic to their website. So again, SEO does matter, and yet another reason why you should have a website for your content platform. All right, the next one is Sales Machine. Now, what are you talking about? Coaches, consultants, business owners, having a website allows your potential clients, it just gives them easier access, an easier way for them to follow and connect with your content. So if you have a course, etc., this is a great generator. And I know there's like platforms, again, like Teachable. What's another one? Mighty Networks. There's quite a few of online platforms that allow you to bring people into a platform or to purchase your courses. But again, I'm all about ownership. I believe in, again, having your website where people, your home base, where people can go and get access directly to your content, to your courses, to your coaching services, to your podcast production services, or whatever it may be. Having a website, once again, because it's tied in with Google, allows just a more professional way, more effective way for people to go ahead and go to your website, and you can convert them, right? You can't really convert people on a hosting service. But if you have a contact form, if you have a way for your clients, potential clients, to book a discovery call, or for somebody to just want to buy a product from you, they can go on your website, and you can go on there and make the purchase through their home base. A lot of YouTubers are doing this now. So if you notice, like, a lot of YouTubers are obviously have a massive fan base on YouTube, but they'll have like at least a landing page they'll mention a landing page where you can get that free giveaway, right? Or you can get that freebie. You can get access to the products and services, but it's kind of like that gateway. And then you bring them into the home base, and now you show them all the products and services and what your brand represents through your website. So super, super important. And yes, SEO matters. Done. Done. DW knows what's up. Love it, my man. All right. So the next thing, sales machine. And let me know, guys. Let me know if any of these are resonating with you. Let me know if this is something that you may have not thought about in regards to having a website. Let me know in the chat room, because for those who have been in the digital marketing space and the online space know the importance of having a website. However, I was having a conversation with a young gentleman not too long ago, and he was saying like he doesn't even care about the website. He's like, they're outdated. He said, what did he say? He referred to the website as like a uh, equivalent to a business card, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is an online. I know, no, absolutely not. And I was like, respectfully disagree. A website is not equivalent to a business card, sir. It's not. It is a website is your home base online. That is your home. And if you don't have a home base, then you're just basically on rented property and you're scattered and you don't have a cohesiveness with your brand. So, yeah, he wasn't for the website, but check. I need to hit him up with this list right here. Should invite him to this live stream. Okay, cool. The next one. Another reason is content united. Okay, content united. What am I talking about? Well, your website is a great place to create accessible archives, right? Accessible episodes. It keeps everything organized. It's your library. It's where you bring people in and say, hey, listen, if you want all of our content, sure, you can get it on our hosting service, and you can see all of it on your podcast listening app. But a website allows you to have a library and keeps the archives organized in a way that all the other platforms don't. So as we've seen, time and time again, I love going back to old episodes and looking at the show notes and seeing, and I like looking at them on the website. I don't like looking at it on the podcast listening channel, because it's kind of like a one-trick pony, right? You're going on Apple Podcasts, you're going on one of these apps, and you're just going and listening to the podcast, and that's it, right? You're in and you're out. But having a website, again, archives all the content, and it becomes your library, and it becomes like your go-to, right? People don't stick around when it comes to the podcast apps, but if you bring them back to your website, it allows them to go through your archives, and then they can also see faces, they can see the podcast artwork and everything else centered around. So again, content united. It keeps your website, keeps your content organized and focused, where your listeners can come in and go through all the content in a more efficient way. So that is number 5, I believe. Yes. The next one is a big one. Email list building. How many of you have an email list? Let me know in the chat room. Let me know in the chat room if you have an email list. An email list is, again, it's your lifeline to your listeners. It's your lifeline to your clients. If you don't have an email list, you're missing out on a huge opportunity to deepen the relationship between you and your listener. And having a website allows you to not only receive emails, but it allows you, again, for you to, like, for example, drop a new episode. You can email them directly, say, hey, a brand new episode just dropped, check it out, or I'm going live, etc. Here it is. Here's the link. And people will check email. Now, one can argue that the open rate is not as good as it used to be. And I agree with that. I remember having 80% open rate. And now it's maybe at 25, 35-ish, which apparently it's decent. So it's dropped completely. So one may argue, dude, I really don't think building an email list in 2022 is that important, because nobody is opening up email. Now, excuse me, I have seen studies that email still matters. People are still getting information through email. Now there's like text messaging marketing and all these other aspects of marketing that is allowing people to get access to information, which is super important. But I think when it comes to like email list building, I think it's important. And I think that again, if you're not building an email list for your podcast, you are missing out a huge opportunity to really cultivate a deepened relationship with between you and your listener. Okay, super important. I'm gonna drop in real quick. Boom, boom, boom. DW, I'm a website builder, but what do you recommend for the beginner to start as few? Oh, I got you. DW, who is this? Facebook user. I don't see your name. So I don't think that's DW. But let me know. Drop me here because I can't see your name. But I got something for you. We're going there. I promise you. And I'm going to show you an example of some websites. I've been told that as well as people want to go to a podcast app and listen like we are on iHeart and so on. DW. I love that you drop your name in there, DW. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. But yeah, man, going back to what you were saying, yes, 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 man. I mean, that's people just go and listen and drop out. Alex. Also, Google likes to junk mail a lot. Yeah, man. I mean, that's a problem too. Like email is just with Google, yeah, and Gmail. I mean, it's a lot of my stuff, even newsletter that I subscribe to are now being jumbled with all my spam and junk folders. So it's unfortunate. And I feel like email is being challenged by a lot of that now. There's a lot of tools and a lot of big email providers and that are just pretty much putting all of the, podcasters, all of our content into spam folders. So that's never a good thing. So yeah, man, we're definitely being challenged by that, which is the reason why I think the click rate is so low. Email matters and yeah, ask me, but it also is based on the file of year as far as people are listening to. Whenever, okay, yes, good point. Very good point. Cool. I love it, guys. I love it. Love, love, love. Okay, cool. So the next thing, let's keep it moving. And I think this is the last one, y'all. Yeah, this is going to be the last one. Another reason, the big reason, last but not least, why you should have a website for your podcast is that honestly, like real talk here, it's really easy to do. Right, Reggie? Right, Dwayne? Right, DW? Like it's really easy to do. And if I'm not sure who dropped that question as far as like recommendations. Who was it? Who dropped that recommendation? Who wants recommendation? Let me show you something, guys. Boom, boom. I'm gonna go ahead and start sharing with you. I'm gonna give you an example right now. Facts. That was me. That's right, my man. Boom, boom. Big facts, man. Big facts. Okay, let me share something with you guys here. See if I can do this without messing it up. All right. So I'm going to show you some examples of some really nice websites that are simple. And you can also do this for your podcast. Strongly recommend this, y'all. Here we go. Boom. Can y'all see that, by the way? My screen just went away. Okay, there we go. Yes, I can see that. Let me know. Reggie, can you see that? Reggie, this one's for you, man. This one's for you. Okay, so here we go, guys. This website, okay, is by our Podcast Influence Academy alumni. Perfect. You can see it. Awesome. Okay, cool. Is his podcast, Reggie Beiser. He's in the mix right now. Grow Times Infinity podcast. This is a really good looking website. Simple, right? The title, his podcast artwork. This is the bio, like about the podcast, right? Beautiful. And then this is what I'm talking about. Content United. Content United, y'all. Right here. It's all organized, all neat. Now, again, you can go on here and you can check it on your listening app and you'll see all of it. But there's something about going on your laptop or desktop and seeing it organized. You can just click here, right? And then you can see, the show notes. right? A little bit here about episodes. You can see recent episodes here. You can share it, tweet it out, etc. So this is really just a really simple, good-looking website. It's on brand, has the orange. Loving the orange, man. Been on orange lately. And then right here, this is very important. So if you have a website, you have to have all of these buttons available. So make it really easy for your listeners, people who are stumbling upon your website, for them to have access, direct access to your podcast. So he has all the major ones, right? Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. These three are the big dogs. So you definitely want to make sure that you have all three buttons on your podcast website. Then he has Castro, and of course, you can subscribe directly to the RSS feed. Well done, And again, this is great. The only thing I think, Reggie, that we need, my man, is a way for you to have a right here. I don't know if you can see where my cursor's at, right here, or even above right here, like right underneath. Having a way for your listeners to subscribe to your newsletter, because I know you have a newsletter. So you need to add that here. It would be beneficial for you to have something right here where people say, hey, subscribe to get all the latest exclusive content, for Growth Times Infinity. Here's a freebie. Here's my top motivational, mixtape. Here's, 5 tips or 5 motivational books for you to check out to level up, etc. Have it here. And then that way you can have, whenever they stumble upon your website, now you're building an email list. There's a call to action rather than just having a website, which is awesome. And they can get access to all the directories, and all the content, the show notes, etc. But also make sure that you drop in the email list. But I mean, that's a really good looking website, right? Reggie's Pod is fire. Yes, highly recommend that you guys check it out. Growth Times Infinity podcast. Let me go back real quick because Alex mentioned something. There's also sites that make it easier by giving you a template which you can drag. Yeah, listen, you're right, Alex. You're right. There's Squarespace, WordPress. There are a ton other websites. I'm going to show you something that makes this super, super easy for you to make it good looking like this, nice and sexy like this orange and all. In a few minutes, but this is great. This is great. I'm loving it. Hold on one second. Boom, 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 boom. You're welcome, Reggie. You're doing a fantastic job, bro. Fantastic job. Hold on one second. Let me go ahead and back up here real quick. Take this out. Okay. Now, let me show you another one. For that individual was asking about what services I recommend. I'm going to drop them for you real quick. I'm going to show you a few so you can check it out. Here's another one. Where's this one at? Okay, here's another one. Okay, I got this one. Doug, I'm not sure if you're in the house, man. I saw that you subscribe on the YouTube channel, which I appreciate, my man. So this is Doug's podcast, the 420poundchristian.com. And Doug I met Doug, I believe I met him at a Pod Houston event a while back. It's been a minute. So this is his website. And I love this. He has right now, right there, dead smack in the front is his app, free app coming soon. Put your little video there, home, episodes, videos about products, reviews, rate show, contact, follow. I mean, he covers it all, y'all. Covers all the bases. And then, of course, you can donate. But if you go down here, there is his podcast trailer. Well placed. Well done, my friend. And then again, right here. Okay. Again, Content United, organized, recent episodes, Secret One, Nothing New Under the Sun, Secret One, Failing by Design. Oh, this is Secret Two. Everything. And then Secrets of the 420 Christian Podcast trailer. Okay. So he just recently launched his podcast, which, by the way, Doug, if you're watching this, there's Doug right there. Handsome man there. Doug Cromer. loving husband, loving father, and minister. And he's crushing it. He just launched his podcast. So congratulations, my friend, for launching your podcast. His website looks amazing. Okay, looks really nice. Again, you can also leave reviews. Okay. Right. So people like that. That's social proof. So when people go to your website, they say, okay, there are other people like me who are really digging the podcast content. It does something for your brand. It's all about brand perception, but also it lets people know that people are listening to this podcast and you should listen to it too. You may be missing out. That's what it does for you. So putting your reviews on your website matters. You go down, there's another. Why did I tell you this story? There's another video. I love the way, Doug, you're incorporating video and your audio. I think you're doing a great job because we are living in this world, not to where like podcasters need to jump on video. Like, you have to do video or else, you're not going to have a successful podcast. I feel like podcasters do feel like a bit of anxiety and fear, and they feel like they need to do video, not necessarily. But I love, even doing something simple like this, like an animation, right? Whiteboard video, something simple to describe what your podcast is about. And I haven't looked at this yet, Doug, but I'm going to check it out. But I like this, dude. I like what you're doing here. And then I love this little, I want to ask you to do 5 things today. Love it. Love it. Some motivation there. And then preview again your free app. And then down here is your information. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's Doug Cromer of the 420poundchristian.com. Great podcast, recently launched, fresh off the press. And Doug, you're crushing it, man. I'm so proud of you. And right here, boom. Let's look at that. See, guys, sign up to get updates from us. First name, email, subscribe. Voila. You're in the tribe. You're in the tribe, ladies and gents, to enjoy the vibe. So that's what I'm talking about, is have an email list. And Doug, well placed right here. I like this. And then, of course, people can buy me a coffee. All the podcast directories, beautiful, all the main ones. And yeah, people have access to your RSS feed, your, what is this, your Twitter or your Facebook page. Boom, right there. Come on. That looks great, man. Let's see what's kind of going on. Love you to rate ours. Again, I've been out of the game due to health issues. DW, man, drop your podcast link down below in the chat room. Leave it in the chat room, my man. I'll be happy to do that as soon as I get off. And then we have another one. Let me know what you think about our network page. I've been gone for 6 months due to, yeah, man, earplug. Okay, I'm going to check it out, man. We're just asking about that. Okay, love your info, DW. Been saying the same thing. Yes, DW knows. And Doug, yeah, Doug has a cool website. Yeah, man, he does. So Reggie, again, you have a really dope website too, but I think there's some things here that you can incorporate, especially like, again, the email list. Since you have an email list, I love this Facebook page. I think you have one too, Reggie. And then the reviews. I really like the review feature. So I'm digging it. Single pod sites are different from net. Yeah, man, they are. But I got something for you, DW. I got something for you, my man. I think you're gonna dig it. What else? Guys? Let me see. 1 second. And then let me do another one. I don't think she's here. But she normally is living with us. Let me see. Yeah. Okay, let me do one more. Another fellow insider. Here we go. Y'all know who she is. The infamous, the creative genius behind Ranting Through Life. Our girl, Janu Alicia. And here is her website, Ranting Through Life. Okay. Life hacks through the creative soul. Got cut off. Don't know why. But this is her lovely website. Love the yellow. And then it's nice, big podcast artwork there. I love it. Title. Click on here. show notes, beautiful email, beautiful donate, beautiful. Love that. Boom, boom, boom. Again, you can tweet, share the episode with your friends online, right? So this is a very simple. You can also leave a voice message if you like. I really like that feature. I know you can do it with what is it called? SpeakerPipe, speakerpipe.com. You can leave an audio message for your podcaster. I think that'd be dope. Be great for like podcasters to share that on a live episode, before a show, show some love and share what the listeners are saying. Again, episodes about reviews. Okay. So our reviews, boom. Those are Janu's reviews. I love it. Contact information. Of course, you can also donate as well. So I'm really digging it. This looks really good, Janu. Really, really good. And I'm digging the vibe. I set ours up kind of like a new site. All the pods are accessible, but we had it. Hold on one second. DW, let me check this out, man. Boom, boom, boom. Earplugpodcast.com. Let me go and check this out. Earplug podcast. It's fun looking through these websites, and I love the fact that you guys are just, y'all know what's up. Like you guys have the website up, ready to go, and already using them on your podcast platform. Hold on one second. Boom, boom, boom. Somebody said great site. Okay, that was the last one. Okay, hold on one second. Hold up. Wait a minute. DW, here we go, man. Boom. Boy, DW, that's a lot. Look at that. He is on it. Look at that, y'all. Okay. Earplug Podcast Network. Here's the URL. He has some affiliate banners. So I'm sure you purchase something like that, it's an affiliate link. Latest episode. So Earplug podcast is a network owned by DW. And I believe you have several podcasts under your belt, right? DW, I'm not sure how many, but I love the recent shows, recent news. Oh my God, this is like loaded up, man. Talk about SEO, bro. Like you are probably loading it up with content here. Past shows, past today with DW shows. I love it. Past episodes. And of course, I love this right here. Sponsors and partners, Body Armor, Boxed, Amazon, SoundCloud, etc. So I love this. Of course, the archive is right here. Become an advertiser. Upcoming events. Again, more kind of links. Again, the Earplug Podcast Network. Facebook page. And then there is Earplugs unboxing. I mean, look, man, you have a lot of content, my friend. Dude, DW, like this is a lot of content. This is great, man. Mini syndicated, but new. Yeah, man, that is dope, dude. I really like it. I really, really like what you're doing here. You have a lot of content, and it's looking good, man. I like it, and I feel like this appeals to your audience. Like knowing a little bit about your brand, like this is definitely like on brand in regards to like who your audience is. So I'm like, yeah, man, it's good stuff. Yeah, dude. I dig it. Reggie likes it too. Dope website. DW Herb. That's all that. All that in a bag of chips. I like it. Great job. Look, Doug, DW, Reggie, Janu, thank you so much for all of you for volunteering your website to us and for us to share and for us to view and enjoy, because these websites are looking nice. So again, kudos to you. And if you're a podcaster watching this, if you catch us on the replay, if you're starting a podcast, if you're intermediate, I hope that you're not an advanced podcast and don't have a website, because if not, then we got to talk. But anyhow, if you're a content creator, period, if you're a podcaster, I hope you can go through this video And not only, I wanted to share some of the benefits of having a website, but also share with you like other websites that are really crushing it and are doing it well. And if you are a professional, and I think what's happening with me, and I probably feel like, oh no, I need to have like one of those little things. This is time to rant with Ozio banner. One of the things, if you are a creator and if you are serious about being a creator, and even if you're a hobbyist, and a lot of hobbyists who I talk to, there are hobbyist podcasters or hobbyist video content creators, etc. Simply because they quite don't have the full confidence, or maybe they just maybe not completely passionate, but they're passionate about the subject and topic, but they just are afraid to kind of go all in and become a full-time creator, right? So they're dabbling, right? We got the dabblers, which is cool, nothing wrong with that. But if you are stepping into this space and you are serious about your podcast and your platform, I encourage you to pro up. And the way you pro up is, again, understanding your brand, understanding your audience, having context within your podcast, and who you're serving, and what you represent, right? Your values, etc. Marketing your podcast, your content, but also covering your all the bases regarding your brand, a website, right? Get away from stock images, like use real images, be completely transparent, be who you are, using social media tools as a way to display different aspects of your brand, right? IG stories, reels, etc. So having a professional website is your home base, as I mentioned earlier. And if you want sponsors, we always talk about people like, yo, I want to monetize my podcast. And you go and you're like, yo, you don't even have a website though. Like, what's up? You talking about monetizing your podcast, but you haven't built a brand, you haven't built the audience, and you're barely even marketing your podcast. And part of having your marketing strategy down for your podcast or your platform is having a website, my friend. So you have to have a website. And again, it's imperative that you do, in order for sponsors, advertisers, anybody who wants to do business with you, and your listeners, in order for them to really, in order for you to cultivate culture, which I've talked about this recently in the past live stream, is that in order for us to build culture, you have to have a few things in play. And having a website is one of them, which is the reason why I felt compelled to go live, because it may be like novice, a lot of people, well, duh, website, but you'll be surprised how many business owners, how many content creators I know who don't have a website. Own your RSS feed, own your domain, own your URL if you are serious about your podcast. If you don't, you're just dabbling. And if you're okay with dabbling, that's cool. But then don't complain when you have 5 downloads. Don't complain because you're not seeing any opportunity to monetize your podcast. Okay. Don't complain because you are not growing your podcast and you're jumping on different podcast groups talking about how can I, get more audience? How can I get more listeners? How can I get more sponsorships? If you don't have a website and don't have the essence, don't have the foundation built, you can't build a house without the foundation. And having a website is one thing that you need to definitely have a professional foundation. So it's super, super important. And again, I can't preach that enough because I'm very passionate about this, but get a website for your podcast. Okay. All right. So I'm going to leave you with this before I let you go. For those who, and Reggie, I know you're with me. I'm not sure if you're with me or not, but let me go ahead and put this up here, guys. This is where it's at. I swear I need like a stream deck. Not this. Boom. Okay. Oh, yeah. You can support the show, by the way. You can support the show by, we're officially on buymeacoffee.com/Ozil. So if you are interested in digging and supporting this channel, please head over there. I love coffee, by the way. So you can definitely buy me a coffee anytime of the week, any time of the day. Cortado. I'm big on cortados right now. So if you want to buy me a cortado, please head over to buymeacoffee.com/Ozeal. I would gladly accept and show you some love. Thank you so much. Also, so here's the thing. I'm dropping this at the very bottom. If you are interested in building a website for your podcast, this is what I recommend. Podpage.com. This is what Reggie is using. This is what Janu is using. Dwayne is using for Cross the Stream Media. A lot of our insiders are using Podpage to build their website. It's super user friendly. It's easy to use. If you saw Reggie's website and Janu's, and you saw Doug also uses Podpage. They have really good looking websites, and Podpage allows you to create a website for your podcast that's simple, that's easy to use. And if you head over to podpage.com and use the discount code PodHouston, you get a 15% discount off your off any plan. Excuse me. So head over to podpage.com if you are interested and serious about having your website. Check it out. Use Pod Houston and get the discount. And also tag me and let me know if you use Podpage. We'll love to hear your thoughts and get some feedback from you about the website. So highly recommended if you're looking for a website. If you're a content creator, use it. You will love it. And then I promise you're going to get some listenership and you're going to build an audience from it. Trust me, you will. Because again, website is needed. So again, podpage.com, check it out. Highly recommended. And I think that's it, y'all. I think that is it. If you have any questions, hit me up on the replay, and let me know if you have any questions. If you want to, talk, DM me. We can jump on a call, not a problem. And let's see, somebody drop a comment in here. I see you. Great show, Ozeal. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for all of you for tuning in on YouTube and on Facebook. I'm enjoying this. I love it. I'm also open for suggestions. Like if you guys want anything, like any topics that you want me to talk about, you can email me at ozealmedia11@gmail.com. Hit me up. We'll love to answer your questions. But this has been fun as always. Thank you so much. And yeah, have a great week. Tomorrow we have a Podcast Influence Academy masterclass with Tanya Daka. She's going to be talking about copywriting. We'll post a link if you are interested in getting access to the masterclass. I'm really excited about that. Copywriting is the holy grail of marketing. I've said this numerous times, and I think this is going to be a great opportunity for you to learn the art of copywriting as it applies to your podcast. So that being said, I got to go. I got to drink some more water. I think it's lunchtime. I think it is. Yes, it is. But enjoy your day. Enjoy your Monday. And we'll talk soon. All right, guys. Love you. Peace and one love. Where's my outro music? Peace.